Web API basic intro questions. Why is the Web API important? Web API is generally considered as a service that basically provides us information or data from the server. It is very important because of the following reasons. It is used to provide an interface for websites and client applications to have access to data. It uh, it can also be used to access data from the database and save data back to the database. It supports different text formats such as XML, JSON, etc. It is suitable or compatible with any type of browser and any type of device like mobile, desktop, web, etc. It uses low bandwidth such as XML or JSON data, etc. It is therefore considered good for devices that have limited bandwidth such as smartphones. From a business point of view, Web API is more applicable for UI UX increases interest in the company's product and service, increase website traffic. Also, you can see YouTube API, Twitter API, any application, Flickr API, Google Maps API. API providing services to application. Question number two. What is a web API? What is web API? Web API, web API and why we use it. Web applications programming interface. As the name suggests is an API that can be accessed over the web using the HTTP protocol. It is basically the best considered the best platform for revealing or uncovering data and services to various different services. It is a tool that can be used to push data to a server and can be accessed by server code. It can be built or developed using various technologies like Java, ASP.NET, etc. Web API, Web API, application programming interface, as the name suggests, is an API that can be accessed over the web using the HTTP protocol. It is basically considered the best platform for revealing or uncovering data and services to various different services. It is a tool that can be used to push data to a server and can be accessed by server code. It can be built or developed using various technologies like Java, ASP.NET, etc. You can see browser, IoT, web API, mobile apps, or desktop apps. Web API uses it contains additional layers that simply standardized communication and provide different options or how to format input and output. It can be used with ASP.NET MVC and different types of web applications such as ASP.NET platforms. If one want to create resource oriented services, the web API services are considered the best. It also helps to develop RESTful services and SOAP-based services. What what are the main return types supported in Web API? It does not support any specific data type. It can return data type depending upon the business requirement. There are many HTTP methods like get, post, put, etc., which can return data in different formats depending use upon the use case. What is the difference between what is the difference between what is the difference between web API and WCF? WCF, Windows Communication Foundation, it is a framework used for developing SOAP, service oriented applications. This framework is used for what is the difference between what is the difference between what is the difference between Web API and WCF? WCF means Windows Communication Foundation. It is a framework used for developing SOAP service oriented application. This framework is used for developing, configuring, and deploying or implementing network distributed services. Wi- Windows Communication Foundation is a framework used for developing SOAP service oriented applications. This framework is used for developing, configuring, and deploying, implementing networked distribute services. Web API is an application programming interface for both web browser and web servers. Browser Browser API simply extends or increase the functionality of web browsers, whereas server API simply extends or increase the functionality of web servers. So we can say the main difference between the WCF and W Web API, that is Windows Communication Foundation. It is a framework used for developing SOAP, service oriented applications. This framework is used for developing, configuring, and deploying or implementing network distributed services. Web API is an application programming interface for both web browsers and web servers. Browser API simply extends or increase the functionality of web browsers. Increase Whereas server API simply extends or business increase the functionality of web servers. Web API, it is used to develop both SOAP based services and RESTful services. It is used to deploy only SOAP based services only. It supports various MVC features such as routing, model, binding, etc. It does not support any MVC feature. It only supports HTTP protocol. It supports various protocols such as HTTP, UDP, customs transport. It it considered best for developing RESTful services. It supports only limited RESTful services. It is good. It is good when one want to expose an expensive range of clients such as iPhones, browsers, mobile phones, tablets. It is good for creating services that uses expanded transport channels such as TCP, UDP, named pipes, etc. It offers support for UTF-8 encoding format. It offers text binary encoding support, MTOM message transmission optimization mechanism. Why to choose Web API over WCF? Web API is considered the best choice over the WCF because of the following reasons. Web API uses all features of HTTP such as URIs, request response headers, caching, versioning, various content formats, etc. One or does not have to define or explain any extra config settings for the different device in Web API. Web API uses different text formats including XML because because of which is which it is faster and more preferred for lightweight services. Web API also supports MVC features, whereas WCF does not support MVC features. Web API provides more flexibility as compared to WCF. Web API uses standard security like token authentication, basic authentication, etc. to provide secure service, whereas WCF uses WSI standard to provide secure service. What is the difference between REST API and RESTful API? REST representation state transfer API. It is basically our architectural style that makes productive use existing technology and protocols of the web. It is set of rules that developers need to follow when they develop their API or service that are scalable. It is used with HTTP protocol using its verbs such as get, delete, post, put. RESTful API it is simply referred to as an web service executing such as architecture. REST API. REST is an architecture pattern used for creating web services. RESTful API is used to implement that pattern. The data format of REST is based on HTTP. The data format of RESTful is based on JSON HTTP text. Working of URL is based on request and response. Working RESTful is used for REST applications. It is more user friendly and highly adaptable to all business enterprises and IT. It is too flexible. It is required to develop APIs that allow interactions among client and servers. It is simply follow REST infrastructure that provides interoperability among different systems on the whole network. What are the advantages of the using REST in web API? REST is a very important beneficial in the web API because of the following reasons. It is allow less data transfer between client and server. It is easy to use and lightweight. It provides more flexibility. It also handles and controls various types of calls, returning various data formats. It is considered best for using it in mobile apps because it makes less data transfer between client and server. It uses simple HTTP calls for inter machine communication rather than using more complex options like Corba, COM, SOAP, etc. RPC. What is best and SOAP? What are the difference between them? REST representational state transfer. It is new and improved form of web service. It describes the architecture style of network system. It does not require greater bandwidth when requests are sent to their server. Just include JSON message, for example. So, simple object access protocol. It is a simple and